And welcome back to another episode, actually the first episode of Smooth Talk After Dark.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I have a fellow wrestling enthusiast and somebody that's already been on the original Smooth Talk, Mr. Cameron Lee. How you doing, brother?
Doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. First off, love this belt. This is my favorite belt, just so everybody knows. But some stuff has changed since our first podcast.
Yes, sir.
I am excited to hear all about it, but how about we address the elephant in the room, the Belt Squad belt. Okay, so first, tell me how this came to be.
Okay, so last time we talked was April, right after Mania, stuff like that. Well, met up with one of my boys again, Jay. I don't know if I mentioned him the first time, but we had met last year at Mania. It was awkward. We both had like 5 belts, something like that. Took a picture. That was it. August came around, SummerSlam. Hey, aren't you this guy in this picture? Yeah, that's me. All right, follow him, stuff like that. We link up for Mania. Help me with my proposal for my girl, everything like that. And then
Congratulations.
Thank you. And then we started talking about like, bro, like we have their belts out there taking pictures. Why not make a group? So I was like, hey, bro, like this would be a dope thing. Belt squad, put it on the belt. Where's the T-shirt? Okay, cool. Logo done. Next thing you know, a month later, belt done. Then we got a couple of our boys, and then just sharing the love right now. So we went to SummerSlam, posted up with about 22 belts. Had people coming, taking pictures with us, just sharing the love.
Now, I'll start by saying I followed you through some of this. And I know that when you went to SummerSlam, where was it at again?
Detroit.
Detroit, that's right. So first and foremost, you made an Instagram page to start off. Okay. And that was just going up there. So I hit the follow button. What was the Instagram's name?
At Real Belt Squad.
At Real Belt Squad. And how many followers do you have now?
Okay, so before the event, right, we had about 30. As of August 8th, as recording this.
Oh, I want to hear this number. We're getting a live number. I want to hear it.
1,745.
Wow. I mean, that's a dramatic jump.
It's in about a month, almost 2,000. Or, yeah, almost 2,000.
Well, can I throw out that if anybody can get a chance, okay, if you're a parent listening to this and you might think, oh, wrestling's a little goofy, blah, blah, blah. Let me tell you something. Go look at their Instagram page and go look at these children that they have touched and just made their days. The whole time that you were in Detroit, as I'm following your stories, I'm seeing just tons of people just enthusiastic, tagging your Instagram. I don't think me talking about it does it justice. I mean, what was that experience like?
Oh my gosh, amazing. Like, just seeing the smiles on people's faces. And like you said, it's the kids, right? We had all the kids out there holding the belts. Oh my gosh, the real belt. It's so heavy. And just seeing them just be so happy about it is the best thing ever. I want to say we took over 500 plus pictures. Mind you, it was always on someone else's phone, so we don't have that many photos except the ones that we were tagged in.
Yeah.
But it was an amazing time.
Oh, it looked like a blast. Now, on top of that, I mean, having the custom belt there, and you actually had some WWE superstars take pictures with you too.
Yeah.
I believe one was Apollo Crews.
That was the main one. Yeah, Apollo. So during SummerSlam, they had the Superstore, and they had people, like WWE superstars coming in, taking pictures, stuff like that. So we were off like in the outside of it in the back, just posted up there, taking pictures with our belts. People were coming through. Apollo came in and was like, hey, Apollo, you mind taking a picture with us? Stuff like that. Came over, he's like, wow, I love this, what you guys are doing, stuff like that. Took a picture before he even went to the main meet and greet. And then, we're still out there, posted up outside, taking pictures, like, hey, you mind, following us and tagging us? He went, tagged us, and followed us. It was amazing.
I mean, speaks volumes, one, for his character, taking time for people doing well for their company. I mean, you're free advertisement in your own way, but just taking time for you all and seeing a good thing. And who else was there? There was Nikki, right?
No, no. Oh yeah,
Or,
Nikki. No, yeah. I can't remember her name for a sec. Yeah.
yeah.
No, no.
Or who?
Sarah Logan.
Sarah Logan.
Yes.
That's who it was.
I feel so bad now.
Maybe I was
Yeah.
thinking Nikki Cross.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
was. Yeah, no, Sarah Logan
And Ivar.
and
I think it was.
Ivar, because
Yeah,
they're
Ivar.
married
Yes.
in real life. Yeah,
Mhm.
but they were both there too. That's awesome.
It was amazing. Like I said, we got interviewed by I don't know how many different little outlets. No matter if it was a small social media, from Detroit news, just so many people.
Yeah, and you made the Detroit paper as well. I saw that posting, looked awesome. I
Oh, it
mean,
did.
it just goes to show how big of an impact an idea can have. People have to understand that things start as an idea, and if you are passionate and willing to invest your time and your effort into something, even as like this belt, I mean, boom, big impact.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, you seen it. I told you about the logo and stuff like that, and like I said, from logo to belt within a month.
Within a month.
Yeah, shout out Muhammad with MS Creations. He's the one who did this belt. The logo is actually outdated now. We have a new logo, so new custom belt will be coming soon. Hopefully for Survivor Series, if not for Mania.
Yeah, but you got to keep this one.
Oh, definitely.
That's
so.
the OG.
Yes, sir.
I did my best. I'll take no credit because I think it's awesome. But when you were telling me about making a new belt for every city, I was like, you got to, first off, making these cool side plates for these, I can't wait to see them every time you make some new ones. That's going to be great. Even the big gold, you got the nameplate with Bell Squad on it. Absolutely, absolutely love that as well. Now, I'm going to ask what a lot of people ask. I'm probably going to hold this the whole interview, just so you know, it's my favorite. That being said, let's get to the nitty gritty if you want to talk about it. What did it cost for you to have this belt made?
$550.
$550.
And that was it was a deal. So MS Creation with Muhammad, he worked alongside Tim, which he did my Patrick belt for the last episode.
Mm-hmm.
He also did this belt right here. So he gave me a discount working with him, stuff like that. Mind you, the belt would usually be a little bit more than that, $650-ish, just because the quality of the stones, the CNC work. So,
but good cause.
Yeah.
He realized it, and again, he's getting the shout out right now.
Yes, sir.
That's pretty amazing. Because I'm sure people are just they're curious. I know this belt. You told me the cost on it, and what would it was
$800, yeah,
$800. But people have to understand this is
authentic. It's 12 pounds. I believe it's 6 or 7 millimeters, something like that. A lot thicker than what WB makes theirs. Usually, I stick to straight WB belts. But when it comes down to customs or some belts they can't do right, I'll go for a maker.
Yeah, you also some stuff that we discussed recently. So this belt, old school, it's got the actual buttons. For me, that's the way to do it. But when we're watching the new style belts come out, now your belt squad, you got it on off quick. You're carrying around 13 belts, being able to get them on off people. Great idea. You put Velcro on the backside. Great idea. But you were saying the new ones on TV, they're magnetic?
Some are, and then some are Velcro, but like this right here, it's one, Velcro piece. Yeah. Theirs are like buttons that are like basically taken off so they can be Velcro. So they look like buttons, but it's actually Velcro on. But yeah, there are some that are magnets too.
That's pretty cool.
It's just a lot easier taking them on and off on TV. Compare a referee or a manager trying to snap all the buckles.
Yeah, so. Probably. Yeah, it looks easier, convenient, smoother transitions. Well, let's go into current events. First off, at SummerSlam, what was that environment like? I mean, I know you've been to big events, but how did you like the event as a whole?
As a whole, it was decent. Decent. LA night, so over. I'm gonna be honest with you. Even being a big Roman fan, can't tell. I mean, the last match was just not for me. When we all know Roman's gonna win the match, this is the point. Yeah, it's Roman, yay, but he's gonna win every single match he's in right now. So But overall, the atmosphere was great. Detroit was an amazing place too. So it was so much going on there.
I feel like they're holding LA Knight a little hostage, to be honest with you. I mean, because here's the thing: everybody knows that his biggest want, and that might be his problem, is just to hold a belt. That's all he wants because he said that will cement my legacy if I can hold the belt, and because of that, they're like, well, we won't give you one unless you somehow manage to, you know, stay with us for another 5 years.
Yeah, I guess they're trying to re-sign him right now and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But realistically, what belt can he win right now? You're on SmackDown. Roman's not losing anytime soon. It won't be till at least Mania, if not longer. Let's just keep it real.
I mean, personally, I think after Priest cashes in, that's probably what we're gonna see. We're gonna see
But see, then
him
my thing, how is he go over to Raw though?
with Money in the Bank. If
Oh, so
he,
you're saying Priest's gonna cash in on the? Oh, you talked about yeah.
yeah,
All right.
yeah. If he after Priest cashes in, he wins that. He can jump anywhere he wants, easy peasy. He can go where he needs to be. Uh, Speaking of current events with that as well, we kind of skipped over a big one.
The biggest show of the year?
No,
Oh no.
we got to give a quick moment for Bray.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
we didn't. We don't want to be too somber but respectfully, what a tragedy in the sport for him to pass away at such a young age too. Let alone a true talent.
True creative mind. Like it was. I mean, I called you. Like it was. It felt so unreal. Like you see all the notifications. Like, oh, Bray Wyatt passed away. It's like, this can't be right. Just last week or a week before that, they were like, yeah, he's doing good. We're looking for him to return that payback. Blah blah blah. And then
Well,
gone.
I'm going to go ahead and say, I'm gonna speak my mind on the topic itself. I was so angry with his storyline. Now, people, they might think this is bad criticism, but it's not. When he came back, I was so excited. The Uncle Howdy storyline, everything was looking good and stuff, but it just went into a dead halt. And I got so angry. I'm like, why are they stopping this right now? This is where it can get really, really good. I did not actually know that the time before that and this time were both because he got sick.
Yeah. So I guess the story goes basically, had the match for LA Knight at Rumble,
Mm-hmm.
and then it was supposed to be either Brock or Bobby. Of course, Brock won his match, so it was gonna be Bobby. Well, midway through, somehow he got at the time it was undisclosed illness. That was it. And then of course it turned out, months later that it was COVID, gave him heart problems, uh, and then had the heart attack. Got a little heavy there for you.
Oh yeah, yeah. My arm was getting tired. This one's a little lighter, but yeah.
Imagine carry 7 of those around.
Oh, you carried like 8 or 9, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Sorry. So yeah, he got that illness, and again, it's like people say like, "Oh, you're mad at a storyline." No, 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 no. It's like, yes, I was mad because I was wanting the progression so bad. He's an artist; it takes time, and everything he was doing was leading up to a faction. I truly believe that's where this was all going.
I guess that was the goal. It was until Vince got back in. I guess Eric Young was supposed to be in it. He
That
was
makes
supposed to be in
sense,
it, yeah. And he came out and said, well, since Vince got back in, of course, he asked for release and got it. But yeah, I guess there was supposed to be the Wyatt Six. But
Yeah, and I would have been ecstatic for that. That would have been really good. I mean, and just like that, I mean, he got sick again, and then it just seemed like they were postponing it, and one thing led to another. But truly a loss in the community. We also lost Terry Funk, you know, hardcore legend. I've met Terry Funk. He was a great guy. Uh, it's been a rough year for the wrestlers. There's been a lot. There's been a lot going on.
what was it, Mark? Was it Mark or Jay Briscoe earlier in the year too?
I mean,
So it's wrestling has been a dark time, but on the other hand, it's been at the best it's been in years too. For
yeah,
actual wrestling.
yeah, Yeah, I can't wait to see if you're going to bring in any of these competitor belts, the AEW brand. If
Oh, to
that,
AEW next month? Is next month already? Oh
mm-hmm,
yeah, no, I will.
yeah, it's now like you said, carrying around these belts. You carry around how many? 8 last
Nah,
time?
seven,
7.
seven. Yeah.
Oof.
My goal for Mania
I
is
didn't
gonna be
even make
10.
it like 10 or 15 minutes holding that thing, and I was just like, my arm's tired. I'm gonna
Yeah.
put it down.
Yeah. People. I mean, 12 pounds does not seem like a lot. It really doesn't. But once you feel that belt, it's like, oh, it's got some weight to it. But yeah, 7 belts. Two around my waist, two hanging off my left side, one hanging off my other side, and then two on my arm.
So hefty chunk of weight after a while.
Oh yeah, no, it was. This year Mania or upcoming Mania, I'm gonna buy an extra seat for the belts. Yeah, it's gonna be needed. But I mean, it's like I said, it's a great time. I mean, I like to bring different belts to each event too, so everyone loves just different belts. Surprisingly, the belt that got one of the most love that I was not expecting was the 24/7 belt. Yeah, people loved it for some reason. Don't ask me why. They're like, "Oh my god, 24/7, 24/7." Bro, like I got the new world heavyweight champion here. You don't want to see that one? Like,
I'll swap it out so people can see it. There, you know that. There. Let's see what we got here. 24/7 champion. Yep. Right. 24/7 smooth talk. That's what we're talking about. That's what I want to hear. Okay, so great time to be a wrestling fan.
mm-hmm.
Okay, so I heard a comment, and I love this outlet because people want to pick a side. Now I understand the bantering side. It's kind of like, oh, there's this sport team, but I like this sport team. We had wanted a second promotion that was a standout promotion ever since WCW, and I feel like a lot of people when AEWs come around, I get that the production cost is not on par. I will agree with you on that with WWE, but they just wanted to shoot themselves in the foot with it. It's like, look, they've been around for what, 3 years, 4 years,
Yeah.
and have made leaps and bounds. And we're back in an era. We're in a golden era where we're talking about trades. Somebody gets let go. This guy goes here. This guy goes there. There's always speculation. And not just that. There's just more to watch in general. You're not just subjugated to. And there's different types, like we talked about the different styles.
It's something for everything, right? You have the more entertainment side in WWE. You have the more professional wrestling side in AEW. Like it's for everyone. Like it's a great time to be a fan. I mean, all in, right? 80,000+ people. Praise that the way.
Yeah,
80,000 plus paid people for one show. Mind you, yes, WWE has shows with 100,000 people in it. Mind you, that includes workers, backstage, everything, all the fans. No, 80,000 people plus. I think it was like 84, 82,000, like that.
Yeah, it's up there.
That paid to go to this show.
Well, the crazy part to me is, when a lot of people have to understand advertisements for when somebody says this event has been sold out. Okay, that can easily mean that Ticketmaster went on, bought 20,000 tickets to resell, or this company did the same thing, or that company did the same thing. But when it says paid tickets, that means they are already sold. That means they are truly purchased already. 81,000 overseas, nonetheless.
In the UK.
In the UK.
I mean, I'm not an AEW mark, I'm not a WWE mark. Let's just be honest. I feel like WWE could have did the same exact thing if they would hold a show there.
I agree.
They don't want to hold a stadium show there for whatever reason.
Yeah, they should have just. I don't know. To me, it's a missed opportunity. And Tony's a businessman, and a lot of people forget that Tony Khan also owns the Jacksonville Jaguars, and it would not surprise me if I might be off on my NFL history side of things, if he's going to take their team over there for their overseas game. It only makes sense. I mean, he's already done business
Yeah,
there. It's easy.
I think they have before. I could be wrong.
Yeah,
You know, they do London games once every so often, or once
yeah.
a
I think it's
year.
like
So
two games
yeah.
overseas. Yeah. So that will be interesting to see how that will correspond.
Speaking of Tony Khan, did you see the new belts that came out, the NFL ones?
Yes.
Did you hear about that?
No.
So there's 32 teams in the NFL. Only 31 belts were available.
Yeah, because his wasn't.
The Jaguars. So they came out, Fanatics, and said they were sold out quickly. Turns out, no, they were asked to be pulled.
Why?
Why? Shane
Uh,
Khan, Tony Khan.
so they really just did. You know that's the thing, man. Look, okay, take the wrestling aspect out of it. Everybody knows belts are cool. You know what I mean? I mean, they've been a symbol of a championship trophy that somebody gets to carry with them. Even in the every fighting promotion, a belt is what's used. But wow, I didn't know that they actually pulled the Jacksonville one.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of makes sense. I mean,
Salty.
from a business perspective, though, why do you want to give money, even though it's just maybe half or quarter, whatever the percentage is, to that company? That's your rival.
Well, you're also based in Florida too. I don't know why you'd want to piss all them off. Even NXT's down there. It's like just it's
No,
a that's just me. That's a little low, and I think that's beneath them to do that, especially like when they've allowed Tony Khan. I will give him this. He has never turned down that I know of an opportunity that is best for wrestling. So
is that really best for wrestling? Like I said, the way I said, I'll keep going back to it. All you're doing is putting more money into WWE's pocket.
well, the other thing is now personally, Endeavor is it tomorrow?
Monday.
Monday. So Endeavor takes control Monday. That could change a lot. I mean, under
I
the
don't
old
think it will.
well, I think under the old regime, I think there's a lot of surprise changes getting ready to come more than people realize. Not to say that the show will necessarily change, but again, what's best for business? I mean, you're going to have a guy like Dana White, who's whether people want to believe it or not, is going to have a lot of influence. And if he says like, "Hey, if this talent's there and we want it," it's like, let's quit being hard asses over it.
This is my thing though. It's like I feel like this is more at the end of the day is just gonna be a behind the scene thing. I don't see nothing changing too much. At the end of the day, I feel like this is just them being able to merge a company and get bigger.
Yeah.
I don't see it. You know, people are like, "Oh my gosh, Endeavor's taking over. This is gonna be the end." Blah blah blah. No, realistically, WWE's been striving for 50 plus years.
Yeah.
What's the point of stopping what they're doing now to try to change everything?
Well, yeah, and I'm not against with what's going on. I just think that on the business side, there's no more. I really do believe that there could be trade deals, like actual trade deals that happen, and people might think I'm crazy for that, but it's like, why not? If one side's open to it and you're a business and it could help you both, it's like because people have to remember. It's what we just said. What do the fans say? It's a golden time to be a fan. Why would you want that to end? Competition is good. Competition is not just good for. Think of it like this: how many wrestlers have jobs now?
A lot.
A lot.
A lot. Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of them have jobs. If if you take away that second company, how many wrestlers just lost jobs?
A lot.
So the market is very flourish for trades for that stuff. It only helps.
You're a big sports fan, right?
Yeah.
Now, let's just say football players, are they technically independent contractors as well?
I mean, technically, for the fact that they do sign individual contracts.
No, because the reason I asked that is because you brought up the trade part. Are you able to trade someone who's technically an independent contractor?
If it's in their contract, I would assume.
So that means basically anyone as in the current roster right now probably going to be traded. Like I said, I don't know. I can definitely see it happen. That would be dope. Just imagine they're like, well, we want MJF. Okay, cool. We want Dolph Ziggler and Finn Balor over here than for him. Just it would be a crazy thing
That
where
is not a fair trade.
I'm just saying. Come
That
on,
is
I am just
not a fair
saying.
trade.
I am just
I have to
saying.
say it for somebody. Yeah. No, but you're right.
Yeah, no, it would be a dope thing to see that.
Well, people have to remember it happened in the UFC.
Mhm.
I mean, they did trade Ben Askren for Demetrius Johnson. That was a real thing to one championship. I just think that just the idea that is possible, and let's just say it just sounds better before the fans' sake. Let's say you got a guy at the end of his contract, and on both sides, and you know that they're both just thinking the same thing. I'm going to go there, and this guy's going to go over here. Well, for everybody's best interest, make it a trade deal. Make it a big deal. Now they get a fresh start. Everybody knows it's a fresh start. Everybody's excited for it.
See, then that brings up the thing. We're gonna have no surprise return stuff like that. Let's say Andrade leaves the company, and they announce on ESPN, "Oh, he's been traded for whoever." Right? Oh, well, now we're just waiting for him to come back.
Now, you're right. You are right. But speculation in the NFL, when somebody gets traded, we still get really excited.
Yeah.
I mean, the rumors are what really pick it up. Now, if they don't want it, sure, they can wait. Bigger names, they can definitely hold off, do the thing, come back. Now, speaking of MJF, that man is on a roll right now.
He's looking like a baby face. I'm just waiting for him to turn.
Oh, when he does.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I think Adam's going to turn on him. I think, and the only reason why is it's not going to matter. It's almost going to be like a double turn where Adam turns on him, and then you think you can be a bigger heel than MJF. It's like, it's like
whatever they do with this, it's going to be great. Like MJF is just right now, he's just killing it. So I can't wait. But speaking of AEW, I think we need to talk about the biggest story.
Oh, let me have
in the past week. So we all know with almost a little bit over a year today, Brawl Out happened at the end of All Out. CM Punk and the Elite got into it. Both were suspended. Both came back. And then, of course, Punk carried all that controversy with him everywhere he went. It got so bad he had to make his own show, basically.
Which was, to be fair, probably going to happen. Play the catch up sooner or later. Yeah. But yes, it I think it got fast tracked.
It was a show basically around him. Comes to All In, biggest wrestling show of all time. The boy Jack Perry had a very, very funny comment saying, "This is real this is real glass. Cry me a river." That is in reference to him wanting to do a glass spot. I think was it 1 week, 2 weeks before?
Yeah, and Punk said something along the lines of, "You can do that on Wednesday nights.
We don't do that here."
Yeah, we don't do that here.
And then they turned into, I guess, no one knows what the true story is. You hear Punk's side, or his side is that Jack Perry bumped into him. He said, "Do we have a problem?" Blah, blah, blah. They get into it. But for some reason, everyone else is under, not the assumption, but everyone else seeing Punk basically start the problem.
Address him.
And it turned into a big altercation where Tony Khan said he's never felt so unsafe at a wrestling event before. And it led to the release of CM Punk.
Okay, so I might have some unpopular opinions about some of this. Our buddy Nash is not going to like me. That's okay. I love Nash. Getting married this weekend. Congratulations, Nash.
Congratulations.
Common denominator in WWE and every brawl kind of comes back to the same person. Don't want to be that guy. And let's be fair, that I feel like Buck, I feel like Kenny, even after a certain point on Dynamite, Kenny was like, we might even be on Collision, trying to mend, trying to move forward, trying to make things happen.
That was on one side. Did you hear the report that happened after that?
Mm-mm.
They were supposed to have a meeting that week, and the Elite turned it down.
I mean,
but
you got to give it time. I mean, you got to put some space in there. And I think that personally, for me, the whole glass comment, get over it. Get over it.
Like I told one of my boys, we were talking about it. He's a big Punk fan. I mean, big. He thinks Punk did nothing wrong in this type thing.
Mm-hmm.
Where if you look at it from the perspective of, if Punk doesn't like what you say, he wants to fight. Now, mind you, did Jack Perry instigate the fight? Of course. He shouldn't have made the comment. It was a comment, though, right? That's all it was a comment. And Punk took it as, well, you basically overstepped me and want to try to throw my name under the bus. Now we have a problem.
Well, the first issue with that is nobody even knew what it was about.
Unless you're like a hardcore. Yeah, unless you're a hardcore wrestling fan, you're not going to get
that. Could have been easily associated as a jab to the WWE. Oh, it's real glass. Get over it. Cry me a river.
I'm not going to lie. Oh, my, you should have heard me. When I heard that, I was telling my girl, like, hey, babe, he just did CM Punk.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you had to be a hardcore kind of to know the significance of that. But I personally think that his overall attitude, it's like there was a promo that Triple H cut, and it talked about basically, hey, like everything's fine and dandy, or it's ran wrong unless you're champ. It's fine and dandy when you're up there, but the moment you don't have a belt, everything's ran wrong. And Triple H said, we're a lot alike. And he said, the only difference is that I told everybody I would be an asshole. I'm the jerk. I'm the guy that's going to stab you in the back. I will stomp on you. I'll do whatever it takes to get to the top. And he's like, I'll tell them to their face. And he's like, but you want to be a martyr and work your way up there. I get that he's starting to be more open. Like now he's starting to be more open. But again, in a business aspect, what does he have to complain about? This is my problem with this whole situation. You already have the belt. You already are the guy on top. You have a show that you're in charge of. You are the guy. The guy that didn't even open the actual show makes a comment. All you have to do is hold your belt.
I mean, clearly, like you said, he's on the pre-show, aka 0 Hour. He's on the main show.
That's who you pick a fight with?
He's in the main event of Collision. He may not even make the show. Like I said, Punk.
That was a poor business decision on his part.
Be very blunt about Punk is a baby.
Yeah.
Like I said, if he disagrees if you disagree with what he says, he has a problem with it.
Now, understand for those people that just got really mad. Understand, is CM Punk a phenomenal wrestler?
Yeah,
100%, no doubt. Does he put on? Was that match a banger?
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
I just feel like it sucks because once more, a great pay-per-view got overshadowed. Like I said, this happened with All Out the year before. The Elite finally becoming Trios champion. Punk's finally back at the top. But no, we had a fight after. 81,000 people paid for the watch of the show, and they got overshadowed by an undercard guy fighting with the world champion.
This is
how it is.
It was ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's like, you know what? Let it go. Again, you're the guy with the belt.
It's on Tony Khan too. Tony Khan needs to get control of this show. And he let Punk run over him just because his name.
He took the right steps. Personally, I think he took the right steps. Now, do I think we've seen the end of CM Punk? No.
I think this is, now hear me out. This is like a 2%.
2%. Oh, let it, here it comes. Let's hear it.
I think it's a work.
Why?
Why bring it up on TV? Why? Why do you have to talk about it? Right? Now, if you want to do it in the media scrum, okay, you already released a public statement saying you guys terminate his contract. Which at that point, it's you don't need a whole statement, but WWE does that. We wish you your endeavors, whatever it is, right? Why come on the show and make a bigger deal out of it instead of just, leaving it at the statement?
Personally, I think in a perfect world, this is me. I think in a perfect world, you'd like to think that, hey, Temper's got the best of you guys. Let's all go to the back room, shake hands like men, tell Tony we're sorry, tell him, hey, take a fine. You understand, we'll make a public apology.
But that would be okay if it was the first time.
Yeah.
this is number two.
I thought even for a moment, I remember messaging you saying I almost couldn't believe it actually happened again. I told you I kind of thought it was a work because they had a following pay per view the next week, and I was thinking to myself, well, this is probably a build up to a ridiculous match where it's like Jack versus CM Punk. It's a give me match for Punk, but it sets it up in such a way that
I guess the original plan, though, on the know was against Ricky Stark.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was never even.
So again, it was just a bad decision on his part, and I'll give Ricky credit. First off, let's back up. Before we get to that, the rest of the card that night, we even talked. We're like, man, I don't know how this card's gonna be.
Oh, All Out?
Yeah, all in. Okay. I don't know how this card's gonna be. Some of the matches seem a little underwhelming for as big of an event it was. They put it together.
It was nice. If you watched it, if you haven't, go back and watch it. There's only one negative. You already said earlier. It's the production value. You can tell they are not WWE. The different camera cuts. You had so many stage handles in the way, stuff like that. During the entrance of the Young Bucks, they threw streamers. I don't know if you realize they all got caught up. So throughout the night, all you seen was little streamers still in the tarp, whatever it is. Like I said, they just weren't that. Besides that, overall, the car was nice, but wasn't better than All Out though.
Yeah, fair. I mean, All Out was, and now let's go to that one. Now, All Out.
No building for the card.
And I want to throw out the fact that somebody deserves a huge amount of credit. And that's the guy that definitely came back before he was ready to come back. And that's Brian Daniel.
Yeah. I think they just dropped star ratings today or yesterday. And they got like 4 point something stars. They killed that match. Like the match definitely was never planned.
Mm-hmm.
This is all on a week basis. Like, hey, we need someone
of that caliber
who can take this match. And they worked in that storyline so good with the whole. Did you see that with the contract?
Mm-mm.
So of course Ricky Stark had called out Steamboat, and on the contract it said Ricky Stark versus the Dragon.
Yeah.
And he was like, it says the Dragon. But I'm not, I'm not the only Dragon. And when he came out, oh my God, it was like, oh, you're back already? It's only been, 2 months?
And that match was the match he put on before, after he broke his arm during the match and continued for another, 10, 15 minutes?
Yeah, no, when you, like I said, we watched that match, I'm just like, bro, like, this is the main event? Like,
but then you realize,
oh, you had a broken arm halfway through the match, and you went all the way through it and showed no signs of it.
It's like, dang, So that man deserves all the credit in the world for being one of the best in the world. If anybody doubts that Dan O'Brien isn't one of the best wrestlers in the world, get it out of here. I mean,
who's the best right now?
You don't want my answer.
I do.
Right now?
Yeah,
it's MJF.
No.
I mean, Daniel Bryan would probably be right. Oh well, you know me. I
got you right.
Okay, who you got?
It's not Roman. I'm a Roman fan, right? Overall, yeah, Roman, is doing his thing. But there's one guy who has stepped up time after time when need be. That's Jon Moxley. There's no one else.
I won't even argue that.
Look
I won't argue.
Look when Punk got suspended, all that.
Yep.
Who stepped up? He has always been that person.
Yep.
To be there when they need him, no matter what it is. Hey, we need you in the faction. Okay, cool. Hey, Orange Cassidy's going on this long reign. There's only one guy I think who can beat him, and that's gonna be you. Okay, cool. Like Moxley is that guy right now. If we're talking just about overall, not just in the ring. If it's in the ring, it's gonna be Ospreay.
Yeah. Well, yeah. If you're going off pure wrestling, it's like that's 110 stat.
But someone who's there each week, who's always there to step up to the plate.
Yep. Well, I mean, you could, when you're talking star power, capabilities, in ring, X Factor, the whole 9 yards, promos. Yeah, he's the full package, and it's like you said, he's kind of like the Iron Man. He's the guy that you can throw him off a cliff and somehow he just walks into work the next day like, you guys ready to go? And you're just like, how are you not dead?
I mean, I like, and all jokes aside, I kind of wonder that too because he bleeds almost every match. I'm like, bro, where is this blood even coming from at this point?
It's a meme, but that dude, you're absolutely right. Like, look, undercredited. It's easy to say MJF's the best and stuff, and I'm not going to say he's not on the list in the top 10. I'm going to put him up there, but you are right. Moxley disturbingly is up there.
I'm an MJF fan too, right? But I'm gonna start knocking people down, right? Besides for his mic skills, you take away his mic skills. What does MJF actually have?
He's got a kangaroo kick. He's got a double clothesline. He made one of the best tag teams we've seen in fandom. One of the best fandom tag teams we've seen in forever.
What? That's all I need to hear.
He's okay. This man, he can go. He can go. And we all know that the Adam Cole MJF match was great.
Oh yeah.
Did it live up to expectations? Do you think it did?
I mean, I think they did a good storytelling, right? Because we all thought it was going to be one of them turning on the other one, and MJF is going to turn on him. MJF played a baby face throughout the whole match. Never once tried to play a heel. When Cole played the heel multiple times, from the pile driver on the steps, to, doing the low blow or whatever it was, using the belt, he played the heel. And it was like, bro, what? Like, MJF is really not going to cheat this.
Yeah.
And, it came down to that one spot again where they did a double clothesline, whatever it was, and they're both down. And, it's a draw like last time.
Mm-hmm.
They asked for the 5 more minutes. MJF's like, no, we're going to keep it going. It shows that character progress where it's like 3 months ago, you were like, no, we're not doing this. Now it's like, bro, let's do this.
That's why I'm saying it's going to be Adam. It'll be Adam, but it'll be a double face turn. When he turns on MJF, MJF will go like supernova dark. You know what I'm saying? He's going to go, you think that Adam Cole was bad for what he did. It's like, I think of a storyline in my head that's pretty bad, but I don't want to say it because it's sketches all get out. But it's one of those where it's like, I think that it gets as bad. Like, how do you make MJF just the worst heel ever? Well, who is Adam Cole married to?
You're having to pull like a little Randy Orton, just knocking them all out.
Well, I don't think it's going to be a Randy Orton. I think it's going to be one of those where it's like, put it in the drink. Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's AEW. It's MJF. I don't pass that. So are you talking about the Kurt Angle Booker T one?
Yeah, it's something like that.
Yeah,
where it crosses one of those areas that you don't really want to discuss, but it's like I can see it happening because I mean, if you want somebody to get instant heat, go like the low of lows. It's like, well, that's easy, and then nothing's really going to happen as far as behind the scenes, but you get it.
Oh yeah, no, but I mean that would be
that would put him.
I mean, it's not funny because it's a very touchy subject, but it's like, yeah, I can see MJF actually doing something like that.
Nuclear heat, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That being said, we're going to go back to Punk real fast. Do you think? I think that he's going to go, depending on the contract and if he has any non-compete clause. I don't think he does. I really don't. I think that they're going to sign him. I think he's going to show up at Rumble. No. I think it's going to be something as easy as John Cena being like, I'm going to go for my 17th title, and then Punk throws him out. Somebody throws Punk out, and then you're going to get this easy Philadelphia brotherly love.
I don't see it happening.
No?
Tough reason, right? I don't think they want him back in WWE, and I don't think with now them being, merged with Endeavor, they don't want him back either. No matter what, if it's for UFC or WWE,
what if it's a short-term contract?
I still don't think he needs to be back. I think there's one place where he can go, where he can just run the locker room, do whatever he wants, and that's Impact.
Mm-hmm.
Take him to Impact. Let him. I mean, he ain't gonna have the money over there. He ain't gonna be nothing over there for him. Or go. No offense. Go to Japan, where most of them need a translator to talk to you anyway.
He did say he was interested in the G1. That would be big for next year.
See, my thing is they work for AEW too much.
Mm-hmm.
where they're like, okay, well, if you're gonna work with him, we're just gonna cut a relationship with you. Is
What
one guy
if?
worth it?
What if? All right. So he goes and works for New Japan, right? Then Forbidden Door rolls. It's one of those where it's like you're not bringing him back, but
I mean, it would be dope, but who knows? What about if he just goes, I'm just done with wrestling.
that's. I mean,
I don't know if you know he placed, I guess, third place in the BJJ tournament this past week. I mean,
the other
maybe
the other thing that kills me is, man, like, have you watched any of Hills?
I have not yet. Still no. Still have not got the time to get around to
It's like
that.
I like his character in that too. He's a good actor. I could see him getting some more acting roles too. I mean, nothing like over the top, but
Like this, it's gonna be dope. See, like I said, maybe it's a work. Maybe he finally is like, okay, cool. I'm just done. I mean, he's old. That's not old, but
yeah.
for a wrestler, he is old.
Yeah.
He's pushing the age where it's like, cool. Maybe this time, put the boots up for a second time.
Let's get into another topic. Mm, of course, I'm at a crossroads with this one. Guthal. Guthal. Loving now longest reigning, officially correct. Intercontinental title holder. Who's taking the belt? Did you get my whole story arc? Did you read that?
Parts of it, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm off. I'm different from that. I think he's just gonna relinquish the belt. I think you cannot let anyone beat this guy. If you want him to be world champion, which the rumor was Seth versus Gunther at Mania. I mean, rumors are rumors. Those are the plans as of today type thing. But who says tomorrow those are gonna be the same plans? Because it can always change. But I think somehow, some way, he relinquished the belt, or if he does lose it, he cannot lose it in a one-on-one match. Someone else has to get pinned.
Yeah, someone has to take the pin.
Because this guy is on a whole another level right now.
Oh, I mean, I'd agree.
Don't get me wrong, his matches aren't the most exciting. They're not. They're great matches. Hear me out. They're great matches, but he's a big guy.
He's getting to the point where it's
the same thing. Let's do some power slams, some chops.
Well, he's the cream of the crop. And it's like, bud, you're not to be mean to the title. It's like the reason it's so prestigious is right now is because it's like you came in, we didn't know what was going to happen. We saw like, oh, this could happen. Now it has happened, and now it's one of those where it's like, bud, you should be with the big boys. If you hold it the longest, you need to be up at the top.
I mean, that record should have been broke. Let's be honest.
And he's a great one to do it.
Yeah, but it's just like it's kind of like, who else haven't you beat now? Oh, you haven't beat Seth. You haven't beat Roman. Oh, you haven't beat someone like Finn Balor, Priest, all the guys who are in, the main event. You would beat these middle cards people, and now it's like you said, who you should be up with the big boys because who's next for you?
I think another possibility. See, I think Jay's going to get the title. I do. I don't like it, and I also another thing I didn't think about was now that they're pushing JD McDonough. Everybody's got a belt. Hey, we'll put you against Gunther, and then Jay's doing his own thing, and JD takes the pin from Jay. You get the belt off Gunther, and you can have that match. You can have that rematch, or you just separate him completely. I mean, what if he's the one that goes to the SmackDown?
I think we all should know who's going to SmackDown. There's only one person that needs to go there.
Who?
That's Cody. This is the best way to have Cody go to SmackDown, challenge Roman without him winning the Royal Rumble again. You don't want that to happen. Let's just be honest. You don't want. I don't know. I'm never a fan of the back-to-back winners. I like someone new, right? Besides for them just doing the dumb storyline. Hey, I'm challenging you, right? All Roman has to say is no, right? But I think if he goes over there, it's gonna be oh my gosh, here's Cody. And I think look, it's another thing too. It's not gonna be right now. they're gonna make sure everyone forgets about this whole trade thing until whenever, and boom, hey, here's Cody. I don't know if you guys remember this from 3 months ago, 4 months ago. This was our trade.
Mm.
That's where I'm at. I would love to see Gunther go over there. Like, imagine Gunther versus Roman, right?
Mm.
I think Gunther would actually make that a
Well,
really
the
good
only
match.
other reason I think another match you have, if you don't want to put the belt directly on Gunther, you have him relinquish the title, then you do another Brock match. Mania wise, could be really good. I think he has to go over though. I don't think you can let Brock over.
We haven't got that match, right? No, that was supposed to be a Mania. It was.
That
I mean, once more goes back to it was rumored to be at
mm-hmm.
Mania. I mean, that would be a really good match.
But you
So
could also have that type of match at the Royal Rumble. You can have that at SummerSlam. I'm not gonna specify that it has to be a Mania match. It's a big match wherever you put it, and it's selling tickets. If you told me that match is on a card, I'm like, ooh, gotta watch, must have watch.
Speaking of Mania, you got 2 nights. What are your main events as of right now?
I think, as of right now, I think that you're gonna have night one. Oh, you're not gonna like me.
I'm gonna say something. It's not gonna happen. We all know he's gonna headline night 2. But continue.
Night one is gonna be Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair.
Did not think you were gonna say that, but all right, yeah, I can go with that.
That is gonna be night one. I think that is another person that we're not crediting that could definitely get traded, even with the belt. I mean, I'm just something could happen, but I don't know yet. I'm just saying that would be the match I would make. You have Bianca and Rhea. They both did it last year. Now they go against each other. It frees up the other belt. It looks good.
I think it'll be dope, and I think the way you get around from it personally, make Bianca the first 2-time winner
of the Rumble. Yeah, that would make sense.
I mean, because she's supposed to miss a couple months already.
Yeah.
I mean, if you really think about it, we're already in September. January's right around the corner.
I'm not. I mean, the only thing is, and then you just take, what is it, the new Hurt Business 2.0 or whatever it's going to be called. Take it, move it over to Raw. There's good things happening because the tag titles are over there anyways. Yeah, it works. It works. I think that's your match, though. I think you got to put the women on. You got to give it due respect. You got 2 nights. You got to put them on. That's just me. And let's be honest. It's like there's the women's division, like Charlotte. She's definitely held that division down, but ever since she's stepped up, Rhea stepped up, everybody knows she's must-watch TV. She's damn good. She is damn good. And, I mean, their match last year was damn good. So I think that you put Rhea on. And then night 2, I think it has to be Roman and Cody.
I of course, I'm agreeing with the second one. Now, if it was night 1 for me, in my opinion, there's 2 matches.
Okay.
Besides that one. One, I don't think it's going to happen, but if they did, this would be the greatest main event of all time. I know that's a lot to say. Jimmy versus Jay. It won't happen. But just imagine that. Bloodline main eventing both nights of Mania again. Plus, you have brother versus brother for the first time ever on the biggest stage at the end of the night.
I think it could work, but I think you got it a little wrong. I mean, I think it's got to be Jimmy versus Jay versus Solo.
Triple threat?
Why not?
Wouldn't be bad. I mean,
why not?
I definitely wouldn't mind that.
I mean, if you're going to do it, and then you put a belt, like if Jimmy was to win that Intercontinental title, like then you put it on the line. Now there's more there, you know.
No, if it's not that match, not the women's match, one other match. Seth Gunther, heavyweight champion. And I think at that point you crown him champion and let everything he worked for in the last 3 years to come from NXT to now all pay off.
I don't see that match. I think no, and the only reason why, and I'm going to tell you why, is because just of the recent ones. What do they say? It's like you want to be first. I could see that being the opener. Like I say it respectively. People have to understand that if you're not going to be last, you want to be first, and I could see that being the first match, and definitely being, I mean, a great match. I mean, it deserves wherever it's put as far as if it's there, but I see that being an opener.
The next thing is if Logan Paul's in that card, who do you put him against?
Uh,
I think it's Cena.
that's a tough one, man. I mean, because he's already he did the Ricochet thing, he did the Miz thing. I think you give him some actual competition here. No, no. I mean that respectfully to Ricochet and them, but I'm talking like I feel like it's been showboaty. I think it's been like the matches and what they've been trying to do has been more showboaty. It's like you need to test his actual wrestling grit.
And which, like I said, I think we get the showboaty parts in the Miz and Ricochet. I think forgetting he's have 2 other matches too, single matches, and that's against Roman and Seth, which those were more, showing off that they had your comical spots, everyone coming in, but it was about the in ring. The Ricochet match was all about the act stuff, and the Miz match was just trying to get his feel by himself.
Honestly, I could see him and Chad. I mean, think about it like this: you got a high flyer, fast maneuvering guy versus Gable, and they could very easily switch positions where Gable starts to do a couple jumping off the top rope, and then Logan tries to get Mattawari in it. And I hate to say it, but it's like, and it doesn't hurt Chad to take the pin.
I'm gonna nitpick a little bit.
That's fine.
Right?
That's fine.
So let's look at all of his opponents so far. Right? You have his first one was Miz teaming up with Miz versus the Mysterios.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You had a veteran guy in Mysterio to really carry the match, him and the Miz.
Tom did well.
Same thing for his next match. He had Miz. He had a veteran wrestler in there with him. Then you had what's the next match? Is that the Roman one next?
I think so.
Yeah, you have Roman, which arguable greatest right now, one of the greatest right now. In WWE, NWE, right, to help him with that match. Then you had the Seth match once more, someone who can carry the match but has the the star power. Ricochet was once more star power, athleticism. That's all that was. I don't think Chad has the star power like all the other guys before him did.
Yeah, I feel.
So I think the best person would be John Cena. I would love seeing them to try to cook each other at the mic. We all know who's going to win that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not against it. I guess my only problem is just like for Cena, it's kind of getting to that now or never point where, like, hey, bud, you're either going to win. I mean, personally, like Seth versus Cena. Why not? Why not that?
I don't think you do that. I think if you do anything, this will sound very messed up. Just don't count Ric Flair's record. And you just give Cena the record. I mean, it's very much simple. Like, how many of those were, NWA belt, stuff like that? That's not considered WWE.
Depends, because it depends of the time.
Who you talk to? I think Ric Flair claims it's like what? How much did he say? He has like 19, something like that?
Yeah, I mean, at the time, too, it's like, if the championship, let's put this in perspective, okay? AJ Styles, all right, worked for TNA during the height of their career. Those championships were valid at the time. They were considered, I mean, never were they going to be as high as the WWE, but they were considered a world-class title. Now, where that dropped off, I don't know the day. I can't give you a time. But we do know that now that's not looked at. Their title belt is no longer looked at that way.
I just feel like it goes back to just there's whatever seems right for the history book for WWE.
Mm-hmm.
is going to be what they say. Like you say, if you consider other world champions, what's his name's going to have a lot more.
Well, yeah. At the end of the day, Ric Flair will always have the plethora, but I
Chris
think
Jericho should be up there then too, right?
no, no.
I
Well,
swore he's. I mean, no, he has won AEW. Did he ever win the ECW? Did he ever?
mm,
Like I said, I don't know how high he got,
no.
but I'm
He,
just saying.
but it's one of those where it's just in my opinion that I do agree with what you're saying. It's like okay, he held all WWE titles. That's enough. That's fair. I mean, that is well, bro. I feel like we're just starting.
Yeah.
um, well, for our first episode of After Dark, I feel like this was a really good, fun time. Hopefully, we're going to do a couple more different wrestling segments and have some other stuff go on. Having you back on has been a pleasure. I'm so proud and honored to know that a friend of mine has such a good thing going here with the Bell Squad. I asked everybody, please goes and likes and follows that page and just go see all the work that they're doing. I mean, just really helping people and changing their lives. It's really awesome to see.
This is only the beginning. Like I said, it's only been one event. We got hopefully two more planned this year. So
And you know we're doing it again. I can't wait. I can't wait to do another one like this. And I just got to thank you again for coming on, my man. Anything you want to say before we go?
just thank you for having me.
Hey, anytime. I hope we get some hardcore wrestling fans that enjoy our nitpicking criticism. So, and just know that it's all love. We're just leave a like, leave a comment, tell us your favorite wrestler, tell us the topic you want to hear.
It better be Roman. That's all I'm gonna say. We the ones.
That's all
Or
right.
sorry, we the only one.
But all right, brother. We're gonna end it the same way we always do. We're gonna point at the camera. Thank you so much, everybody.
Sure. I not so much not long.
Well.